Today I'd like to talk about something good that came out of something bad. With the loss of my sister, it made things come out more about me as a person of being gay. I never really gave it much thought, never gave it any consideration. I have been somebody that has been out to my immediate family, but when it comes down to my cousins, my aunts, my uncles, it was never discussed. Never. And it was never a problem because whenever I went up north, I didn't have anybody until now. When we went up for my sister, Glenn did come with me. And when my sister passed, we had to do the obituary. I didn't give it much of a thought. The people that survived by, brother Jeff, who lives in Palm Beach Garden. Now, for people that have followed me for a long time, know that when Glenn came down, my mother wasn't quite acceptant of us staying the night at her house down here. And I understood why, and I respected her wishes. So, for me, I wasn't sure how my mother would respond with Glenn with us during all of the arrangements of the funeral. Anyways, back to what I was talking about of when we talked about the survivors. It went through my brothers and their wives and mentioned each one of them and where they were located, and they mentioned me, and much to my surprise, it blew my mind, made me feel very good, was to hear my mother speak up and say, shouldn't Glenn's name be in there? It threw a lot of people for a loop, I think. It definitely shocked me. I believe it shocked my brothers and their wives. I probably shocked Glenn too, because I don't think he was expecting it. It was an eye-opener for all of us. It was nice to see that my mother was trying to accept Glenn. After the service, me and my mother did talk, and she wanted to express that she wanted to do this, that she had spoken to my sister. My sister had told her, I guess, that she should try to be more acceptant of me and Glenn's relationship. My sister was very much for it. She was very happy that I had found somebody, and she wanted my mother to be more acceptant. My mother's always accepted me for being gay, but it's never been something that she had to accept so open. And this was something that, as she stated, she had seen it in other obituaries, and she felt it was right to mention me and my partner. Having passed that hurdle, which was a big relief, the next hurdle, which I didn't think about at the time, was the fact that I had just came out to everybody. All family, all cousins of aunts, friends, whoever. If they didn't know I was gay, once they read that obituary, they knew I was gay. And they knew I had a partner, and his name was Glenn. So as everybody arrived to the wake, I think everybody was waiting to see who Jeff's partner was. I believe they all knew I was gay all along, even though I never discussed it. But here was their chance to see who Jeff's partner was, to see who Glenn was. And some of the responses were quite interesting. They were all good. That's one thing I can say. They were all awesome. Cousins, aunts, uncles, everybody was very accepting, and I was very happy for that. I can recall my aunt walking in, pointing at me and Glenn and giving a wink. I can also recall my brother's daughter, as she walked up, gave Glenn a hug and made the comment, "He's so young," and then gave me a hug and called me a cougar. It was definitely a final thing to get off my shoulders, not to have to worry about what the family or my friends from long ago thought. I know what they all think. They all accepted me for who I was. They all accepted Glenn for who he was. They accepted us as a couple, and that made my day. So that's all I have for today. I hope you enjoyed this little story, because it's not actually a story, it's reality. And it's always nice to see that eventually people do come around. And also, just because you may feel they feel one way, they may not. And they may be very accepting. So that's all I have for today. Y'all have a good day. Bye.